Hello, welcome back to
Bunso Bites.
I'm your host, Ami43.
And I'm your co-host, Chigi.
What up, Chigi?
Hi, Ami.
Happy pod day.
Pod day it is.
I know. We're feeling good. I'm feeling good. I know you're having a little bit of like a baby spout, but I don't think there's anything too crazy going on with you, right?
No, not too crazy. I think I'm at the tail end now.
Yeah. You sounded gnarly this morning, but like you sound great now.
Yeah.
I genuinely feel like when you were sleeping, you just had gravity working against you, and then that like made it feel worse. But then as the day went on, it's like you're good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But you have any updates for this week?
Not really. My brother and his wife, they went out of town, and so I'm now cat sitting for them.
Yes, yeah.
So I get to see Sudoku again. She's a little cute furball.
Baby kitty.
Yeah. She was the runt of her litter, and she still very much does look like a runt. She's very undersized and
she's just a little thing.
super little. I went to go visit her today to go feed her. She's very affectionate. It was like, yes, someone's here. I need attention.
Yeah. Attention.
And then she started headbutting me. Because you know how like cats, they show affection by, they just headbutt you and then just
pet me, love me.
Yeah.
Give me a pet.
They do that type of thing. And so, yeah, as soon as I walked in, she just headbutts my leg, and then, you know, she's like going around in circles in my legs and stuff. And I'm just like, oh, you're being very affectionate.
You're being very cute.
Yeah. So, yeah, she does the thing where she like flops over. Literally, she still does that. She just flops over. You know, you can hear the flop on the ground when she does it too. And she's like, pet me.
Give me love.
Yeah. So then, you know, like I give her some tummy rubs and started scratching her face and all that. Just right. And then she started meowing because I guess she's hungry.
Yeah.
But it was more than what I had experienced the first day when I had to feed her. So I guess she was getting to be more hungry today than she was yesterday because she got fed earlier. But yeah, I mean. Also,
I feel like she's kind of a little bit more antsy because like the first day, you know, when her parents are gone, it's kind of like she's just like, oh, okay, they'll be back, and then it's day 2 now or like day 3, so it's kind of like she's like realizing she's like, oh, I'm here like by myself for like a long time, you know, type of thing. But yeah, that's why you go over there, take care of her.
Yeah. So it was a pretty cool thing. I haven't seen her in quite a while, so it's always nice to visit her, and she's still the same derpy little kitty.
Yeah, she is.
But yeah, that's pretty much my update. How about you?
Nothing of note, like as in anything significant happened, or like a significant change in me or my schedule. Big sigh of relief. We had a big weekend this past weekend, scheduling wise. Got through it, endured. I literally was just kind of sleeping in between everything just to make sure that I was kind of like 100% for everything. And we made it through very successfully, very safely. All went well, and we ended up eating out with our friends yesterday as kind of like almost like in celebration. It was really nice.
Yeah.
So just a big sigh of like, oh, okay, like that's done. Like a check in the box, and very much a mental like we've moved past it in a way. Because you know, when upcoming event or when things are upcoming, especially like events or like special things, the anticipation can be as much of a weight as like the actual, you know, preparation, event, whatever it is. And so it was kind of like being able to be like, oh, did it, we let it go. Yes, it felt very like almost like accomplished, and I was just like, okay, good. And so and like I think that was a nice way to start the week. I will say that I was very sleepy going into work today, but just because we were tired from the weekend overall. But I think a good start to the week in general. So very pleased with that. Very pleased that it's done. We can like move on. And yeah, so nothing of note, I guess, to say, but definitely feeling lighter in a good way. So
okay, nice.
Good. What did you want to talk about today? You're the one who came to me with this idea, and I was like, "Oh, I'm down."
Yes. So, as always, I'm at work and I'm just listening to YouTube videos, and one of the videos I listened to were about Disney adults. And so when I first heard about it, I had a negative connotation to what Disney adults were.
Sure.
And it seemed like they were just adults who went to Disney and who didn't have any kids, and they were like very negative to kids at the park because they are adults and they want to experience the whole magic of Disney as an adult, but just without all the kids. But I don't know what the true meaning of Disney adult is. To me, it was just a person who is of age, adult, 18 plus, whether they are married or not, going to Disney parks and experiencing the magic of Disney at their age.
Yeah. I think there is if we're talking like strictly interneting, there's a wide discourse or a plethora of ideas and definitions of what a Disney adult is. I think as a generalization, you're looking at the millennial generation. And I specifically say millennial generation because a lot of like Gen Zers and those younger than us, and I say us because I am a self-proclaimed Disney adult, but like anyways, those younger than us, it is a term of kind of like when they used to call us boomers, or like they would call us Chigi. It's kind of like it's a millennial term they would use to like talk down to us. It's a very stereotypical millennial in that there's a lot of millennials who, like you said, they may or may not be married, but they're kind of like working adults who haven't, and you're saying experience the magic of Disney. Long story short, we just refuse to grow up in a lot of ways, and we want to continue to experience the magic of Disney. As adults, we have the expendable income to go to Disney and do that.
Right.
But then there's also the conversation of there have been many situations where quote unquote Disney adults have had incidents, or they've been like people like posting videos of them online, like them acting out because the Disney is not doing what they want the Disney to do, lack of a better way of saying it. Like, oh, they want it to be a certain way. Oh, there's too many kids, and they themselves don't have kids. And that's not always the case. Like, there are Disney adults who do have kids. But I think the version that you saw on YouTube is like the I don't want to say extreme because it does get really, really extreme. There are people who are like really crazy for this stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like arguably speaking, it falls under the same hat as like fandom. So people who just have a fandom or who are like obsessed with something, it's the same thing. Disney happens to be one of the larger conglomerates, businesses, whatever. You can go to these crazy, insane, beautiful theme parks, and it's an experience, and you spend thousands of dollars. If you have to travel to it, you can spend even more money than that. So it's a lot. I think, like I said, the generalization is a millennial-ish person with expendable income, dink or not, who goes to Disney regardless of if they have kids or not, because they themselves love Disney. Whether it's because they, and this all ties to like, we can break down the whole mentality of it, but it's like, we grew up with 90s Disney. So like we grew up with, the golden age of Disney. So that's your Lion Kings, Tarzans, Mulans, all that stuff. That's all very nostalgic for us. So Disney set a precedent for like kind of what Disney magic is. And then on top of that, a lot of millennials had boomer parents who had the expendable income to bring their families to Disney World and or Disneyland. And so you also have the nostalgia of being brought there, like as a child being brought there.
Okay.
And this is not everyone. Again, this is all just a generalization. You're also talking about this is the same generation that experienced not so great things in their lives, like 9/11 and You know, a lot of war and a lot of trauma, the 2008 recession, all these things. And so in reaction to that, there is a desire to go back to childlike wonder because they don't want to deal with the real world. Like, we don't want to adult. We don't want to grow up. We don't want to deal with all the horrors that is outside of this, like, bubble that can and is mentally and emotionally Disney, right? So that's, like, again, this is all generalization. I'm not saying this, like, applies to everyone. But that's kind of, like, how generationally it's a lot of people, if that makes sense. I know for me personally, I was born in Florida. I wasn't raised in Florida because I'm a military brat, but then I went to college and high school in Florida. So going to Disney was not unheard of because it was literally down the street. Like, it's a day trip for us. By day trip, I mean it's less than a 2-hour drive and you're in Disney World. Now, and then, you know, the if you live in Florida, you get a discounted ticket. If you're a student, you get a discounted ticket. So, like, going regularly was not unheard of. I mean, by the time I was in college, I was going every year. For at least 8, maybe 10 years. Like, I was going a lot. My best friend is also a Disney adult. Shout out Mo. I very distinctly remember the first time I, like, stayed on Disney property, and it wasn't like it wasn't a family trip. It was just me and Mo, and I forgot. I think it was my birthday, but she pulled out all the stops. She paid for everything. I don't know why she did. She's so wonderful. I love you so much. She paid for, like, an on-property, like, resort, luxury, or not luxury, but, like, one of, like, the nice resorts. We stayed there for, like, 2 or 3 days. We did all the parks. We did all the things. She showed me, like, full Disney experience for, like, my birthday weekend, essentially. And it was kind of like her birthday, too, because her birthday's the same month. But she did it for me, which was really, really nice. Also, at the time, she worked for Disney, so, like, it was, like, a big deal. Like, or, like, it was, like, she had a lot of accessibility in that sense. So it was, like, and then, yeah, ever since then, like, we literally would go at least once a year, if not twice. Like, it was just so easy to go, you know. And obviously, in addition to that, I love the Disney movies. I love, you know, watching all the content, you know, Disney Plus, whatever you want to, like, you know, all the new gen stuff. I love it. I like watching it. I love absorbing it as entertainment, at least in comparison to, like, other forms of entertainment. It's one of the things that I like. And so I am a self-proclaimed Disney adult. I don't think I'm on, like, the deep end of Disney where I get mad at children at Disney. Like, I don't think, I hope that's not me. I don't think in my memory that I've ever done anything like that. But I have seen online, like, the incidents of it. And it's kind of like this weird thing of just, like, some people just have, like, a weird claim to Disney. Like, they feel like it needs to remain and be this, like, one thing. And then when things change, because things change all the time. You have new CEOs, you have new, you know, people in charge of whatever, and then they change things. And it's like, that's part of it. Like, they're a business at the end of the day. They're trying to make money. And oh boy, do they make a lot of money from Disney adults, I'll tell you that much. I mean, especially, I mean, if you're thinking, like, true, like, dinks and, you know, true millennials who, like, literally have nothing to pay, like, they're just paying for themselves and their whatever, they have the expendable income because they're at their point in the career where they do have that. And so if they are as into the fandom, into the Disney World aesthetic or whatever it is, then yeah, it's, like, a big part of it. I mean, goodness, we were just talking about my birthday. We dropped, what, 500, 600 on Disney merch things. Why? Because I like Disney. And, like, that's not a small thing, you know, like, and that's not even at the parks. It has nothing to do with the parks. It's just, like, Disney as a brand. And so you can only imagine, like, at the actual parks or at the actual, you know, place itself. And it's expanded a lot. I mean, Disney World itself, there's multiple parks, but then also there's, like, what is it? Not Downtown Disney Springs, and, like, there's all sorts of, like, things. And then, you know, that's just Florida. If you go to California, Disneyland, and all sorts of different things. So, it's a big conglomerate, and it's a business, so they will do anything to try to get your money, and boy oh boy do they get that money.
Oh, definitely. Right. So I kind of try to make a comparison of what a Disney adult meant to me in terms of K-pop. And so...
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So K-pop would be the conglomerate, just like Disney would be. And then each K-pop group would be like a different movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Like a different facet. Okay.
And so in your opinion, are there Disney adults that just like Disney in general, and then are there Disney adults that like stand over a certain character or a certain movie, just like K-pop does, where like for me I'm a stan of Mamamoo, and you know I have my ultimate bias as Moonbyul.
Yeah.
And so do you think that
that's like the equivalent for me as a Disney adult?
Correct.
Yeah. So just to answer your question, what is my equivalent? My North Star is Frozen, and my bias is Elsa, obviously. Now, do I think... Okay, I would say they're not the same, but they are parallel. Like
okay.
They follow the same thread. You have your Disney stans, like you have your K-pop stans, who like are just like, oh, I like the music. These are the K-pop fans that like listen to Butter and Whistle and Boombaya. Like they listen to like just the you know, the very, very top groups, and then they kind of know about some of the other stuff. Not really. They don't actually listen. Just like there are Disney adults who are like, oh, yeah, I really like the Disney parks because it's a fun theme park, you know, and they're not obsessed. But then you also have the Disney adults that are like K-pop stans that are like in it and like niche and like, oh, I watched like the Black Cauldron and I know all the impossible trivia for like pin trading and like, you know, all that stuff. So it's a spectrum and it's a range. I would say they're different in a way that, because I feel like with K-pop, as much as each K-pop group contributes to K-pop as a whole, I don't think it's not the same as like with Disney. Each individual, we'll classify them as movies, but it's not just movies, but like movies, characters, whatever. Each individual facet of Disney is world building. So, you know, Star Wars, they created an entire section of world building, and when Disney was able to get the trademark for Star Wars, and so now at the parks there's a whole like Star Wars land, essentially. Like, there's a whole section. Entire rides are built off of this stuff. People who were not Disney fans before but are Star Wars fans became Disney fans because of Star Wars. Like, they converted over because, like, they, you know, Star Wars fans want to go to Disney so that they could see the Millennium Falcon in real life. Like, it's a big deal. And so I think Disney is world build, like, each thing is world building, versus K-pop is, like, it just adds to the web that is K-pop, if that makes sense. They're not all contributing to, like, everyone who's a stan of a specific group automatically kind of like builds towards K-pop. It's just like oh, I'm a fan of this group, or oh, I'm a fan of this music, and that's kind of it doesn't. I think the end goal is different, if that makes sense. Well, so I feel like at least from like a business perspective, it's a little like it's different, because obviously with K-pop, that's people, that's humans, so humans change and age, and I mean, you like the only one that I think of was like, okay, Key from SHINee, he debuted a while ago. I think it was before I was into K-pop, so it's been a hot minute, and his relevance now is more as like a variety show host type of person, even though he's an idol. Versus Elsa is the same, has been the same, will be the same from the moment that I first watched the first Frozen movie till now. She doesn't change. She is Elsa. She is part of the world of Disney, and she's one magical facet of that, and that doesn't change. Now, can they change marketing? Can they change merchandise? Can they change whatever about her? Absolutely, but she doesn't change. Like, she is still Elsa as a character. Key as a person from Shiny, he had, for his career to flourish the way it has, he had to pivot and change and do all the things. Like, he started out in Shiny, and then he, you know, got into, like, hosting and variety shows and whatever, and now there's a show that he's a part of, like, on a regular basis now, and, like, you know, so it's like he had to change the way he approached his career in order for him to remain relevant, because he's not a 21-year-old who can do, you know, TikTok challenges now. I mean, I'm not saying he can't. He still does, like, you know, in a sense, but it's not quite the same. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I think that's kind of that's a big differentiator. But again, just like I was saying earlier, it really is all about quote unquote fandom. Like, are you a fan of this thing? Are you a fan of this project? Are you a fan of this, you know, conglomerate, whatever you want to call it, company, business? And if you are, here's the merch, here's the tickets, here's the theme park, here's the shows, here's the entertainment, whatever they can do that has this thing stuck on it, Key from Shiny, also from Frozen, to make us spend our money.
Okay. So going back to like the similarities of like K-pop and Disney,
sure.
I know there are like certain stands of K-pop who, you know, they just love a certain group, and they'll like come to the concert dressed in the outfits that the actual K-pop group debuted in, or what they wore to like a certain dance practice or something. So like the one that comes to my mind is Twice in UA. They had like the Chicago Bulls jerseys and like the army pants.
Yes.
And, you know, there were like certain fans who did dress up like that at their concerts. Yeah. So as a Disney adult, if you like Elsa and Frozen, would you ever go to Disney in Elsa's outfits?
You cannot. Adults are not allowed to cosplay at Disney unless it is, I'm having a brain fart, what it's called. There's a day that you can kind of cosplay, but there's a Disney rule. If you are an adult, if your body looks like an adult body, because I've heard stories about like 15-year-olds being kicked out because of it, and or not even kicked out, you're not allowed into the park if you are dressed up as a Disney princess. I don't know. I couldn't pass for Elsa. If I were to dress up as Pocahontas, I guess theoretically, because I'm darker skinned with dark hair, and I walked up to the Disney gates with a ticket dressed as Pocahontas, they would not let me in.
Okay.
Because I'm not a Disney princess. As in, like, I am not a hired actor character. Like, I'm not a hired person by Disney to look like this. And the confusion it would cause, / I am under no obligation to act a certain way, unlike Disney princesses. And so, yeah, let's just take that as an example. So, like, if you're a Disney princess, when you present as a Disney princess, you are a Disney princess. You are that person. And there's so many rules and regulations of how you need to act, what you need to say, how to act as that Disney princess. And if I, as an adult, were to walk into Disney dressed up as a Disney princess, I'm under no obligation to follow Disney's rules, and that ruins the magic. And Disney's whole thing, especially at the parks, is maintaining the magic. So if anything ruins the magic, if anything can take away from the magic, absolute no-go. I mean, you know, they have it down to an actual science, like a true science of like what is and is not okay. So adults are not allowed to cosplay unless there are certain events, I think, but it's going to drive me nuts. It starts with a D, and there's a day that you can, I want to call it Derby Day. It's not Derby Day.
Disney Day.
No.
I'm just
it's literally
throwing stuff
on
out
the tip
there.
of my tongue, and it's going to drive me nuts. When I find out, we will put it here.
Okay.
I will look it up and we will put it here. You know, and even then, people don't necessarily dress up directly as the character. You kind of like cosplay, kind of like you wear like similar colors, or you wear like similar, like if I look at you from afar, I'm like, oh, I get it. You're trying to dress up, or you're referencing a character, not that you are the character, if that makes sense. And I think actually, now it has changed where people do that even on just a regular Disney day.
Yeah. But
you cannot like actually be Bo Peep from Toy Story. You can't be, you know, like you can't dress up like that. And I say that because like I have a Bo Peep dress. And you know, so it's like there's a very specific like thing with that. I know for me, like, so when I went to Disney last time, like the most recent time with best friend, we referenced Peter Pan and Tinkerbell.
Okay.
So I wore Wendy blue, and I had the Peter Pan lounge fly of like the kids flying, and then they're like flying through the moon, and I did not know this. The moon is glow in the dark, which is really cool. And then Mo dressed up as Tinkerbell, so she wore a green dress, and it wasn't even like, you know, it was very subtle, but like we had people like get what we were wearing, because she had like her hair up in a bun, and you know, she wore the green dress, I wore the blue dress, and then I had the Peter Pan backpack, you know, so it was like, it was very subtle but still obvious to other Disney adults who were like, oh, you guys are Wendy and Tinker, that's really, really cute, you know. I do not look like Wendy at all, but best friend does, and does pass for Tink a lot because that's her favorite character, and she looks good in a top bun. So it's a top knot or whatever it's called. You know, so like that we could, and we did, we very intentionally planned it to be like that. Was that at Disney? That wasn't Disney World, that was Disneyland, I think, because it was when she visited my parents in California. I don't know why you weren't there, because this was like recent, like at least within the last 2 years.
I would assume that I didn't have enough leave. Yeah,
I guess. But it's also just weird that like Mo was there and you were. But also, I don't know. It's like, yeah, I do. It was in California. I do know that because my parents dropped me off, which is really, really sweet and endearing. Like, we're just like kids in the backseat, like, we're going to Disney. Yeah. But then my parents were like, goodbye. We're like, okay.
I mean, you're a grown adult, so take care of yourself.
In a way, yeah. But yeah, I guess maybe a question I have for you is, as someone who is not remotely interested in Disney as a whole, and that's not to say like you would never want to have gone to the parks or whatever like without me, but I think because of me, I gave you a pathway to the world of Disney. How do you feel as like being married now to a Disney adult?
I don't see it in any different way. I just see it as you geeking out in your interest. Okay. So like you liking Elsa and, you know, the Frozen movie and all the characters in it. Like I see it when we're just out and about, and then you'll see something like Elsa related, and you'll be like, oh, we're like in Walmart, and you see like Elsa's face, and you're like, oh my god, Elsa, and you know that just captures your attention like really quickly. But like when we're at the park, I mean, you still get those like squirrel moments, you know, but you're like,
I think that's every girl, but yes.
it's all just Disney themed, so it's like I'm already used to it, so nothing really changed.
Sure.
But you know, it just occurs more often when you're at the park, because you'll see things a lot quicker than I can, and I'm just like, what are you looking at?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you'll point something out, I'm just like, where where are you looking?
In comparison, and this is kind of a tangent, but like in comparison to other theme parks you've been to, do you like Disney as a theme park? And this is very general. You've been to Disneyland and you've been to Disney World. Do you, in comparison to like we live near Busch Gardens, do you prefer Busch Gardens over Disney? Did you like Disney better?
So I don't like amusement parks in general, only because I can't walk far distances and be on my feet for long periods of time.
Sure.
So like anything that I can just be at for a little bit and then rest, or just sit down when I'm doing the attraction or stuff like that, I'll enjoy more because it's not too much of a burden on myself. That's why for some reason I'm always attracted to like games and attractions where you're just there for a little bit and then you're done with. But I mean, it has its ups and downs. So like my only comparison would be Busch Gardens, because that's what I remember the most. I know I've been to a Six Flags, but I've only been there once, and it really wasn't anything that I can remember. So for like Busch Gardens, we've done it where we've went to the food festival.
Oh yeah.
And we've bought the pass there so we can try different things, and we've visited the park, and we've done a whole day of just doing like the lunch pass.
Oh,
where, like you can order something every 90 minutes. And that was cool.
Yeah.
For like the first 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
So like by the 4th, 5th, and 6th times, if you're able to do those, it's just like, why am I even here anymore?
We've done this, yeah.
So it's like, yeah, you get food throughout the day. You can get free food.
I like the food fest. The 90-minute thing was like, oh, this is funny. And then it just got old really quick.
Yeah, it gets old real quick. And then at the same time, you're not burning enough off in between the meals. So it's like you'll get full quick.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, it did come in handy once. We randomly ran into a group that that I knew of, and they were at where was it? Germany?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's Germany. The
if you don't know, Busch Gardens is divided by country.
Yeah, they're getting food there, and I ran into them, and I was like, "Oh, I just want a dessert. Do you want the rest of my food?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "Sure, if it's free."
Yeah,
of course. So it helped out there. In Disney, we didn't really spend too much time eating. It was more of the attractions.
Yes and no. So I don't know if you remember, we did go to Epcot for Food and Wine.
Yeah.
And so that was the big trip where we did the big parks at Disney, and like we did like the whole thing because it was his first Disney experience. And the whole time you were ambivalent. You were just like, yeah, this is fine. And then we went to Epcot Food and Wine, and then like we were going to like the booths with the food, and he was like, oh, this is what I signed up for.
Yeah.
So actually that would be a good comparison. The Food and Wine Festival at Epcot vice the food festival at BG. Preference?
They had better choices at Disney.
Yeah. I think there's a wider variety, I would say.
Yes.
In like types of items, because like you can get like apps meal dessert, but then the one at BG is kind of like you have a booth and there's like maybe 1 or 2 items.
Yeah.
And there's not really a set appetizer, entree, dessert. It's just kind of like whatever. Japan dumplings. Like I don't know, just very generic.
I don't know which one it was. The one that we had pho.
That was Epcot, yeah.
Okay.
Your whole life changed after that pho.
Yes.
You went from I hate everything to my world is so colorful and lovely.
That was the best food I've ever had at any amusement park.
Yeah, it hit you in the right spot.
Because it was noodles, which I love noodles. It was hot and it was spicy.
Yeah.
And when I took that first bite, I was like, "Oh, this hits! Like this is everything." It checked off everything that I was looking for in a pho, and it was something very quick. I think I like devoured it.
It's like a quick food stall too. Like it wasn't like one of the restaurants. It was like literally a stand that was outside of the like the second store into the park or whatever. Like the kind of like. It's not Main Street. I'm thinking Magic Kingdom, but like literally you go down and there's like a random food stall before you even get to what's on the right side. Because I know the left side's Mexico, right side is Germany, Canada, something like that.
I don't know.
But yeah, and it was literally just like a pop-up stand. We waited in line for like 20 minutes maybe, because it was pretty quick. And when you had it, like I mean, literally his whole body, like 180. Like you weren't having a bad day, but you weren't excited about the day. And then after that pho, you're like, oh, life is great.
Yeah.
I was like, good.
It was a really good pick me up.
Yeah.
And like whenever you get food, it's like it's either super sweet or super heavy, or it's just like one thing. So like what I'm thinking of is like deep fried Oreos or something like that. It's like
festival food, yeah.
It's very heavy food. Or what's the funnel cake? Is that something that they do at Disney and stuff?
Yeah, they sell it in the Americas and they sell it at Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So it's like, it's just, all sweets or all fried foods and all that.
I don't get pho cake.
But like this pho had like everything. It had the vegetables, it had the noodles, it had the meat, it had the broth, it had the spice, and I was just like,
it's good.
Everything.
It's hot, but it's also like temperature wise outside. Like it was like Florida, 99 degrees, and we were devouring this pho. Like it didn't matter that it had just got off like the boiling, stove. Like we killed it. Like it was really good.
Yeah.
So that's when it's good.
Yeah. And like, even though it was a hot day, I was like, this is going to be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was. And I was like, yes, this is what I wanted all my life. Like, but yeah, Disney definitely had the better choice of food during their Food and Wine.
Yes.
And the one that we had at Busch Gardens, they had a lot more variety, I think. But the food quality was not great.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. The only thing that I liked was the very last thing that we did.
The Hawaiian?
I think so. And it was only because it had rice or something.
Yeah.
It was the only thing that felt like a meal, kind of. But, I mean, I get it. It's theme park food. And it's the way they plan it out is that you're supposed to kind of like snack throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you go through the park. But, like, you and I literally were doing nothing but that. We were also with friends, so we were kind of like waiting for our friends sometimes. And then that kind of killed us because it was a very, very end. I literally think it was like we had less than 30 minutes to get from one side of the park to the other side of the park because we wanted to get like the last 2 stamps or something. Yeah,
we had to use up the rest of it.
Yeah, and so we just kind of like ran. We like ran from our friends. We're like, guys, we gotta go. Bye. We ran across the park, which was a nightmare. I hate walking at Busch Gardens because it is not walking friendly. I don't know why. There's so many hills.
Yeah.
And it's so poorly laid out. Every time we go to Busch Gardens, I literally compare it to Disney every single time. I'm like, why is there no trash can within, so many steps of me? Because at Disney, there's always a trash can within so many steps of you. And I'm like, why is it, there's so many hills and it's not accessible and it's not whatever. At Disney, everything's, for the most part, it's relatively accessible. Why is, this like this and it's not like this? Or, don't even get me started on the parking. How unorganized the parking is. Hate it. Absolutely hate it. At Disney, there are assigned people. They tell you exactly where to park. And it's all orderly. There's no confusion. Like, you just go.
Mm-hmm.
Busch Gardens, not at all. I feel like we've gotten onto a rant of, like, differences between Disney and Busch Gardens. But I think, ultimately, it comes down to, as I've said, like, earlier, Disney really does take care of very hyper-specific details to maintain the illusion of magic.
Yeah.
And I think that it is that care to detail, which is why people, myself included, to a certain degree, but I think that's why people are so hardcore about being a Disney fan. Because overall, I mean, there's so much controversy. There's always going to be issues. I mean, they're a business. Who knows? Like, money is money. It can always be shady, but, it's like they take care of those details. And you notice that as a consumer, and that's what you're paying for. Albeit you are paying for the brand. There's no denying that. You are 100% upcharged for the brand. But I'd much rather spend $1,000 for, a awesome Disney trip than $200 to go to BG and be miserable for a day. That's so dramatic, but it's like, I don't know. I mean, I think the only thing I like at BG is the barbecue.
Yeah.
I'm not really like, and because like the roller coasters at BG are like not my favorite type of roller coaster, so I don't really ride them. And it's just like, okay, but it back to Disney adulting or like being a Disney adult. Yeah, I feel like it's that's why people spend their money is like that attention and that's those kind of like specific things. I mean, and even then, I think the last time. Actually, no, the last time we went to Disney, we didn't go to Disney. We just stayed on Disney property, which was really fun.
Yeah.
Because it was like the most relaxing thing of just staying on property, and we didn't actually go to the parks. But it was nice, right? Like, it felt like, I don't know. I had fun. It was a resort, and it was nice, and we enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my thing.
Okay. Like, for me, I don't think I would call myself a Disney adult.
No,
I'm not, like, in love with a certain thing about Disney when I go there. I get nostalgic.
Sure.
And I'll be like, oh, look, that was Aladdin.
Pumbaa.
Yeah. But that was the point I was about to make. Like, for me, when I think of something that I love about Disney are the non-human characters.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, Pumbaa or Pua or Sven or, just...
Doug.
Sure.
Doug?
Sure. I don't know.
For shame.
Okay.
He's a dog.
Okay.
From Up.
Okay.
Who talks.
Okay.
Squirrel.
Okay. But it's like, I don't see those types of characters at Disney. Like, I'll see the merch for them, but I don't see the actual character at Disney. Now, would it be cool to be like, oh, we've opened up a petting zoo for Pua?
Okay.
I don't know. I thought it'd be cool.
Yeah. I see where you're going. I kind of wish you told me these things before we went before, because there are instances and ways that we can see those characters. They are not as common as seeing Disney Princess, seeing Mickey. 100%, they're not as common, but there are ways. I wish you told me that before, so that we can plan for that. Especially at Disney. I think more so at Disneyland than at Disney World. But then again, it just depends on where you go, what you do. There is also a lot at Disney World that you have not experienced. I will be very clear, because we've only done the major parks with him. We haven't done, he hasn't done Hollywood Studios and what's the other one? Why am I forgetting? Animal Kingdom. No, we did it.
We did Animal Kingdom.
What did we not do? Was it just Hollywood Studios?
I mean, we did not go into Epcot.
Yes, we did. We did Food and Wine.
Well, outside. We didn't go inside or around the ball, the globe, whatever the thing's called.
Oh, that's a ride.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't ride that ride, but yeah, okay. So yeah, there's still a lot for you to experience at Disney World. Definitely on the to-do list, for the next time we go. But I know, at least when we last went, to Disney World, it was a very much big Disney trip so that you could experience Disney. I remember I called Mo and I was like, Mo, we need to plan a Disney trip. And she's like, why? And I was like, because he's never been. She's like, I got you. So I was like, okay. Because we went with Mo and Monica. I was like, what's her name? Yeah. Which is super fun. I like that trip a lot. I had short hair back then. Isn't that crazy? Should I cut my hair again, guys? I'm thinking about it. Oh!
I've told you, I've liked you with short hair.
Yeah. Yeah, but our honeymoon's not till later this year.
Okay.
Anyways, we're getting way off topic. Do you have any final thoughts? I was about to say, did we touch on everything? Because I know you discussed, there was, instances you saw of, Disney adults being, bad Disney adults. I don't know if you wanted to talk about that.
No, I mean, that's kind of depressing when I look at it on, YouTube or clips of it or whatever.
Right.
So, it's not something I want to talk about.
Yeah. Well, and I guess, just, as a finishing thought on it, I think the best thing you could do as a Disney adult is to maintain the magic for everyone. It's not just for you. And it should never be just for you. So if a kid is having their Disney moment and you kind of wish oh, I wish I could do that, let the kid have their moment, whatever that may be. Disney princess giving them some type of treatment or a fun experience for them, or them pulling the sword of the stone, whatever it is. Let the kid have their Disney moment, but then also you can have yours next time or another time. Just because someone else is experiencing joy doesn't mean that you can't experience the same joy. Just different. Anyways, did you have any other final thoughts you want to share? I think that wraps up for today's this episode. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Are you a Disney fan? Are you a Disney adult? Let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and we will see y'all next time. Bye.